Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Méchet where we're baling hay. We're in the pastures. I did say at the end of the last episode I didn't realise the grass was ready, so what we done between episodes I got it cut, tethered and windrowed. I'm just going to get it baled up. This hay is going to go into storage in the barn with these particular charolais, because what we're going to do is we're going to put TMR in here when they run out of food. Well, not out of food, we'll run it right down and then put TMR in. See, does it make a difference to their it will increase the productivity to 90% or 100%, which I assume then will. Okay, they're not going to be producing milk, but I just wonder, does it actually make them grow faster? I don't think so. And to be honest, it doesn't matter, because we have loads of TMR. We're going to have way more feed than we could ever use the way things are going. Couple of things, yeah, the other two, goat and sheep pasture, we'll put some of the hay into the food racks for them there. The rest of it will go up to storage on the farm. We seem to be producing far more feed in these pastures than we're ever going to use, even when they're full. So it's a good thing in that way. It just shows you the map itself. You'll do quite well on it, doing the animals and using the way the meadow grass is in the pastures. It doesn't affect the actual meadow count, but it allows you to cut it and do whatever you want. But you can make silage out of it, you can make hay, you can take the grass. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to get these finished off. We'll see how many we get in total across the three pastures, and I will then proceed to do something with our green rye. Now basically, I've had to think about it in between episodes. I can't put down another silage bunker. I don't want another on the farm. We already have enough as it is. So I'm going to bale it up and wrap it and store it. It'll ferment into silage then. It'll be in the storage. Honestly, we're running, not running out of space for feed, but we have way more than I think we'd ever going to need going forward the way we're working. We got the silage maize coming along, and I'm kind of thinking, what am I going to do with that too? Like, I put 2 fields in the last episode, and I'm kind of thinking, do I really need them? I probably don't, but we'll have a look and see, is there anything else we can do with it. Could put down another bunker somewhere close to the farm. I was thinking of buying the field maybe behind the machinery shed I put down, but I don't really want to put down another bunker if I don't have to. Yeah, I just think we have loads of food, more than we're ever going to use. So what we get off this field, because it did reset the counter, 5 bales on this field. So I'm going to get up to the goat pasture now, and I'm going to get that one done, and then the sheep pasture, and get that one done, and get everything tidied up. And I will bring you back in when we get on to our green rye, and we'll see exactly what we're going to do with our green rye then. So I was expecting to move swiftly out of April, but crops had other plans, and so we're still stuck here just on the second day. Anyway, could be worse. Sun shining, there's rain on the way, but we'll be well done by the time it gets here. Just back from the baling, and we got 32 bales, almost 32. The last bale was nearly completely full as well. So we're going to get stuck into our green rye. I went through, where's that gate open? I went through all the options to see. I looked at putting down, I don't want to put down another silo. So we're going to give our a run out, our fent. I did use it to cut the grass in all the meadows, all the paddocks. We're going to give it a run out to do the green rye. Have a tractor, we'll use it. You can see I done crop damage there in the corner of it. I don't know how I managed to drive up there. Wasn't concentrating. That's my excuse. Now, first time to do green rye using anything, a mower or a forage wagon. I would have likened to our forage harvester. I would have likened to use the harvester had I got a harvester, but we've nowhere to put it, so we're not going to do 2 headlands on this. And Let's get our back started. Come on, give us lines. There we go. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Close down that swat dropping. There we go. This should soldier along no problem. 22 kilometers an hour the working speed, because this machine is or the tractor's well powerful enough to do the field, to run the mowers. Yeah, it's kind of not what I had in mind, was to bale it up, but you know what, we don't really have a choice. I did go through silage bunkers to see, was there an option there to throw one down. I won't go down the hill anyway, no. Did I have an option to put one down? And to be honest, I didn't really. Cheapest one I could find was that I have loaded, because I really haven't got them loaded, because I had no intention of loading in the mods if I wasn't going to use them. It was 25 grand, plus I couldn't find a spot on the farm to put it that didn't look out of place, and I didn't really want to go spoiling the look of the farm, to be honest with you. We're going to have to get that bunker opened up and do something with the silage that's in it, and need to get rid of the TMR. I'm waiting for them to run down. Once the cow barns have run out, or almost run out, I'm going to fill them with TMR. There is a mixture of hay and silage in some of them and that, and I just wanted purely to have TMR in them. That's all I wanted. So I'm going to wait till they run out, and then I'll get the TMR out of the mixer in the yard. And you know, I could even turn the mixer off in the yard and just leave it as it is. Leave it sitting there and just use the mixing wagon to mix the feed and just put it in. But I still want to get rid of the additional hay and silage and that out of the sheds and just have TMR in them. So what state are we at anyway with them? Let's see. Okay, let's go to the pasture has, yeah, it's mostly silage it's using there now, because I haven't put, so there's 29,000 litres left in that. The cow barn has 8,000 TMR and, oh, that's the calf barn, sorry. There's 3,000 TMR and 4,000 hay. I'd like to see that gone down so it's just TMR. No, it doesn't really matter with the cows, to be honest with you, the calves. The fattening barn is nearly all TMR. There's 5,000 silage, I don't mind that. This is the big one. I want to get rid of that 12,000, get it down as low as possible, the hay. So that's the one I've been keeping an eye on, and that's it with them. I just want to get that down so it's purely TMR. Now I know putting the TMR in, it feeds the TMR first, but it's just a case of wanting to get the hay out as much as possible so that I know it's TMR. I'm just picky that way. It's not that it's going to make any difference to the feed, and it's not really, because they lose a bit of productivity once they go on to the hay for that little bit of time until they use it up. But they are eating a hell of a lot of feed in that cow pasture, the one associated with the milk barn. They're going through a lot of feed. But I just wanted to, I should have mixed the TMR first and put it in, but you know, we came on the map at first, we'd no silage, no nothing. It was a case of what's the next best hay. Right, we have a grass field, so let's make hay and put the grass in as hay and make, what was it, 80% or whatever it was. Anyway, we'll get this mowed in no time. Am I disappointed doing the? Yeah, I am. I want to do it with a forage harvester, but to do it with a forage harvester, I had to go into a silo. And to be honest with you, I might as well just be cutting a grass field. Okay, we'll get massive quantities of it over the grass, but we get to use our new tractor as well, so I suppose it's a plus that way. Anyway, I'll get this done. I'll reset the counter on the baler, and let's see how many bales we get off this field, what sort of capacity we get. I didn't pick the hay bales up yet. I left them on the field. I just wanted to get up here and get this done. There is rain on the way, but I didn't look at what time. I just No, it's actually tomorrow. Okay, it's not going to affect us. I'm anxious just to move on as well to the next month because I thought we were moving on. I didn't realise this was ready. I didn't realise that the grass was ready because I hadn't checked it. So just anxious to move on, get our crops that we put in to germinate and just see if there's anything needs spraying and just deal with that as well and get that done. But for now, what I'll do, I'm just going to go down along the line here. I'll get this cut, get it baled up, and let's see what we get off the field. Well, that took no length of time with that mown crop. Okay. That took no length of time with the Fendt. Are we on our full-size bales 150s? 150. No, we're on 125s. Oh, you pain. How did that end up changing? Okay. I thought when that was coming out, I said, and it filled up rather quickly. Now I know it's still going to fill up quickly anyway, but this is probably still a small bale. It's only 3,500 litres because it already started before I changed it. Yeah, it was. With 2 small bales of mown crop. I don't know what way this is going to progress when it ferments. 5,500. Okay. Yeah, a little bit perplexed by the food storage situation. I kind of wasn't expecting to have so much, to be honest with you. We just, like, we are going through it, but we have a really, really good selection. Like, I'm kind of thinking the silage maize now was a waste of time. We didn't need to do it, but you know, we'll store it and we can forget about doing any feed crops next time. We can just go ahead. And of course, we're in April, so we can replant this field with something else. Oh, I thought it was finished. Why is it not wrapping? Hey, why are you not wrapping? Hold on. It's not giving me the option. Okay, now this is... I have no... Have I... Wrapper off, Control Alt. There you go, that's my mistake. I just thought it would automatically wrap. Need to see now, does it wrap? So warts and all, you're seeing all my mistakes on this map as well. I know I try to do everything by the book, but it shows you. Not 100%. Yeah, it's not wrapping. Control Alt. Press the wrong button. Go away. Leave me alone. Get rid of that. I pressed Control and I didn't press Alt. I pressed something else. I was looking at the screen rather than automatically reach the keyboard and didn't even look at what I was pressing. I hit the Control all right. So, right, wrap. Come on. We've 5 ways to bales. Yay. Got it right. 3rd time. Yeah, I think during the winter we'll have a rethink of the feed options. I can see the mixer going. We don't need it. We might just work with the bales. We have the mixing wagon now, so I could sell it off. What's it worth? If we look at our TMR is worth 22,000 for 100,000 litres, and we have 100,000 litres in it, but we can take the other stuff back out of it, but then we need somewhere to store it. Like, we can take out all the straw and the silage and the hay. We can take that out. We can actually take that out and put in the mixer wagon. You know what I mean? We can mix it in the wagon itself. Instead of using the mixer to mix it, we can take it out and do it in the mixer wagon. it kind of defeats the purpose. You're taking out the feed mixer to mix it in the mixer wagon, but sounds about right the way this day is going. Anyway, yeah, we've another crop to go in here. Toss a coin, see what we're going to put in. What have we got on the calendar? Let's see. Crop calendar. Am I still rolling down the field? I am. Hit the brakes. I forgot I'd done that once already. We've loads of options. And now I myself and put onions in, parsnips, carrots. No, I'm not doing them. You know what we'll do? We don't have any sunflowers in. We'll stick some sunflowers in this field. We'll just direct drill it when we're finished. And that'll be us all set up for this year's crops. I assume when you cut rye, it's done. It's very similar to other, like a lot of people would do barley silage and stuff like that. A lot of farmers. It'll be similar to that, where you just get the one cut off it, or do you just get the one cut off it? I'm assuming you do. I have to check that out, and if you don't, do we let it grow? No, I think I'll stick some flour in anyway. Okay, right. Enough mistakes made in this segment. Yeah, I'll get this baled up. I've reset the counter, so we'll see what we get. It won't be fully accurate. We've 10 bales already because we have a couple of small bales at the start. But yeah, it's all going to go into the shed. And I'll have to do a rethink on the feed. I actually thought we were going to run tight on feed, but I'm realising now we're not, because we done the silage maize last time, and we're getting more grass off the pasture fields than we actually need to keep them pastures going, so we're turning into hay, so the shed is filling up with hay as well and all. So yeah, we're overloaded. Does that mean we buy another paddock? The one thing that puts me off is we already have enough animals. I know the big one holds 400 and something, and I couldn't. Well, you know what? I could put half of them in there and throw in Highland cattle, and then when we sell half of them, we'd be very rich people when they reproduce. You know, it's kind of going that way on this series, and I'm kind of wishing it was a series that I had to work a bit harder. But, like, we've put in the hours, put in the hard work, taken the starter farm, taken the loan okay to do the snail farm and the other stuff just to try it out. But I kind of start off every series with it being a bit of a challenge, and that's why I just want to do this as a learning curve for the map and not have it as hardcore as I tend to do. But right, let me get this done, and yeah, we'll see how many bales we have at the end of it. 24 bales off this field, plus the bit that's in the baler. It's nowhere near even a quarter of a bale. What I'm going to do, the 3 bales which are not wrapped, I'm actually going to wrap them. I'm going to grab the case and let's get the wrapper. And I went into the shed and I clicked and turned off all the decorations that were in the shed. I'm afraid to turn them back on because I think things have moved since I did, and it's going to fire everything all over the place if I do. And the reason I know that is I've done it before. Oh, here, hold on. Have we enough wrapping that? Maybe not. This we need to buy our own wrapper. This is least. That'll do. It fired everything all over the place. And I said, no, I'll leave it off, when I did knock it off by accident. And then, of course, I didn't. I turned it back on by accident. It's going to wrap, I think it's 3 or 4. We're just going to wrap them. The other thing I didn't do, our grass field over there, number 15, the first one. it's ready. Oh, look, you know, there's just so much to do. And I wouldn't mind. I have my field overview, and I normally check it, and I just didn't. I just thought coming back in, I had any pastures to do, but I shouldn't know because they were all cut at the same time. I need to be careful now because this will roll down into the field down below. If I don't drop it the right way. So yeah, I'm just going to get these off the field. Going to throw the Fiat, which I left up at the other farm after it rolled the sorghum field. It's still up there. Get it back down and stick the mulcher on it and get to mulch this field before we get direct drill in a crop. As you can see there, we have jump out of the tractor. We've only 200 kilograms per hectare left, but we have loads of slurry and loads of manure. So we'll have no problem getting the fertilisation state in here. So we're going to, as I said, get these bales off the field, get it mulched, and get the. This barn looks weird without all the bits and pieces in it. I don't know where you click or you. Hold on, let's see. There's just, I've moved nothing since. There we go. They're back. Did I fire it? Yeah, I did. I fired that. That was sitting there. Everything else okay? Yeah, everything else is okay. Right, when I use this wrap up, I think I'll send this back and we'll buy our own when we have the money now. We'll leave it there for now. And we should be okay hauling the bales in with this. And then I'll get the other tractor down with the mulcher. So, okay, 24 bales, it'll be 2 loads. Okay, yeah, it's been one of those episodes where I'm totally out of sync with what needs to be done. But it doesn't matter. Time to use up some of this lovely free fertiliser, courtesy of our cows. The only thing is I need to keep going back and filling it up. You put a worker on it, they'll pull from the barn, but I just want to use my new tractor. So we should be getting a bit of a fertilised state on the fields. We can go over it again if we want with slurry as well before we put the sunflower in. Might as well do this, save some money. I know it does only a 10 metre spread as opposed to a fertiliser spreader giving you a lot more. Well, we'll be putting it in with a direct drill anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now, I think the lime on this field is fine. I don't really mind if I miss corners ever so slightly because we'll be putting the seeds in and fertiliser at the same time anyway. So, what's the game plan for the rest of today is, I suppose, we still have to get the hay bales in off the enclosure fields and that, and deal with our grass field. And once we get this in, it'll need to be rolled as well, so we have a bit of work to do. And here was me thinking we were going to move on from April really swiftly. Why does it not look like... Ah, you can see it now. I was going to say, why does it not look like there's any on the ground over there? But once you get closer to it, you can actually see it. 75% for one round. That's okay. Sorry, 25% gone. 75% left, I should have said. So we should have to fill up once anyway. Okay, I'll get this done and get started with the sown and give you an update as we go through it. Contracts I haven't even looked. I know we done a few. I haven't even looked at any of them. That stone picking one is still there, but you know, I think I'm gonna buy stones from the silo we have for the lime. Otherwise we're never gonna get that village store built. It really, really does take an awful lot of you're not getting, like, we haven't even filled the stone picker on one field, which would be 4,000. When we had the big one, it'd be 4,000 litres. We done 2 fields and we had just over 3,000 litres, which didn't last any length of time at all. So I think the reality of it is, unless we were ploughing every single year and ploughing really, really loads of fields. Although I did notice when you plough a second time, sometimes you get bigger stones. So I don't know if that's the way it works. But no, I think that's our only way to progress anyway, is to maybe buy some stones and get that element of it out of the way. Here we go. 50% nearly gone. To think not so long ago I hadn't really ever spread manure on fields at all. Just an element of the game. I didn't really try. I just grabbed the fertilizer spreader, filled it with solid fert and went out and done the field, and that was it. Becoming a miser when it comes to a farmer. I don't want to spend the money. Yeah. On the line. On we go. Okay, let me get this done. Let me get sown some seeds in the ground and I'll give you an update then. Full field prep's done. I put the manure on, I put slurry on. So we should have plenty. Seeders loaded up on the John Deere. And we'll get our sunflower in the ground. Now, I have it set and all, so I didn't start sowing the wrong crop. Of course, we'll need to roll this after. We're still getting a green state on the map from... Oh, turning on it would help. Is it going in? I don't think it's going in. Okay, I think we're going to have to cultivate this. Green rye. Okay, we're going to have to cultivate it. Oh, it's just one of those days. Start the tractor, lift it, park it. Let's get the big boy. Let's get this cultivated. It looks like it's going in, but it's not. It's still showing green rye. Am I missing something? Have I not turned on something here? Is this a direct drill? And is it just a case that all the fields I've done to date have all had cultivation done to them? Yeah, it's only a seeder. That's a direct drill. They're direct drills. Well, that is. Okay. Okay, it just so happens that every field I've been doing has happened to be cultivated. Okay. That's why every time I've used that in this game, it's always been fields that have been ploughed or like ploughed and stone picked and everything else. I don't do a lot. I see wherein lies the problem there. I've used the momentum seeder so much. The Valtra momentum. That's why it's direct drill, and that's why I've been able to Here we go. Yeah, we're good to go now. Put some lines down. Yeah, we'll be able to sow after this. See, that's what happens when you kind of use the same equipment all the time across your gameplay. You just get used to something that works and you think, yeah, everything is the same, everything. And obviously when I've used that Amazon planter, it's always been on fields which have been ploughed, stone picked, and in a state that you could say they were cultivated. And there you go. So my mistake yet again on this one. I'm having a good day today. But it won't take long with this beast to get this done. That's another reason I was happy to get this, because it's plenty of power on the hills to pull this along, whereas the John Deere, even at 230 whatever it is, was struggling when you had a little bit of a rise. I wouldn't even attempt now to do this with the Fiat unless I had a worker in it, because it would go so slow it would drive me mad using it. So what is the working speed for this? I think it's 17 kilometers an hour. It is, yeah, 17, 18, something like that. I know it's fairly decent. Yeah, it is 18. It's fairly decent. So you get through it, and it's got a decent working width as well. But I do want to, and I can now, I'm sorry I keep jumping out, but I can now get a different cultivator. I did say I want to get a machine like this. And what was putting me off was the fact that I didn't have the power. Like that says 190, but I know if I put that in the John Deere, it would go slow. Even the lights of, we don't have the power for that. We could up it. We haven't got the power for that either. This one here, 9 meters. We could go for something like that. I want to use something like that again. It's what I used to use at the start when I started playing FS25 on PlayStation. And then, as I said, you just get caught up in a rut where you just use the same equipment on every time you're playing. And I could say the same about using this cultivator. But then again, I wouldn't be using higher powered machinery. In a lot of the series I would do, I'd be using 220, 240, the old 926 vent, which is 260, stuff like that. So I wasn't going for the bigger stuff, whereas when I was playing on the PlayStation, I'd give me a 400 horsepower tractor any day. Like when I started out playing the game, I wanted the big stuff, and I suppose that's why I kind of fell into, I've used this too much. So this is still leased, I think. No, I didn't. I bought it. I had one leased, and then one came in the second-hand market, so I bought it. So, like, maybe we'll have to consider upgrading this tractor ever so slightly. It does go to 400 horsepower, or the high 300s anyway. Maybe I'll have to consider upgrading it and then getting rid of this cultivator so we have something different. Anyway, let me get this done. I'll start getting the seeds in the ground. I really have, as I said, more work on this day in this month than I actually expected coming into it. But there you go. That's farming for you. Finally, sunflower's gone in after my mishap. We're getting there. We'll have to roll the field when we get this in. I don't know where it's laying down any fertiliser at all. Let's see. It's saying 100. And when we go on, it's still saying 100. So it mustn't need any. We must have enough for the sunflower. I hate when it doesn't, it is changing the state, but you know, it's not like when you're doing it normally. If, say, you have a field that didn't have stubble and be cultivated, you'd get a ploughed field that was cultivated. You get a nice dark texture once you've actually sown it, and you know exactly where you've been. You can see it change, and there is a change, but what I find is if you miss a bit, you don't see it as readily. Although you can see it from this angle. So we'll get this field done, we'll get it rolled, and the one thing I'm going to sell, I think, is our wool. Because I'm looking at the price. I think the price is starting to drop. Now, whether it'll go up again or not, I don't know. What we'll do is we'll move into the third day of the month and see what happens. And if it still looks like it's heading down, I think we might just sell it before we finish off in this month. I'm not worried about it. Like, I mean, we're not stuck for money, but, you know, it's always nice after saving all the wool for the year to get the max out of it. It'd be a different thing if it was a product that can perish, which I'm not going to really hang on to apart from the cheese, but then cheese ages anyway. But yeah, we're just going to probably sell that off now. Whether I can fit it all on the low loader trailer or not, I don't know, because there is an awful lot of single bale pallets, if you know what I mean. You know where you get the 4 bales of wool on each pallet. We have quite a few single ones due to when they were on the pallets in the field, hitting them when I'd be going in to cut the grass, and then that would move that one, then another one would start, and by the time I get it tethered, then there's another one there, and then the same when you windrow it and bale it. So I ended up with a load of single bales instead of 4 bales on the pallets. So when I look in the store over there where they're stored in the shed, and you go in, there's just line after line after line of wool, and there's only like 1 bale in whatever amount of litres it is, because they're all the ones that I disturbed. And that's why I was kind of considering fencing off that area in some way in the field. And you know what, I think I will actually do that. I think I'll do it in such a way that I don't go and cut the grass around it, because it just means the pallets will be full pallets instead of single bales on them. There'll be 4 bales on them instead of single ones. So maybe that's something I'll do as well. So we're getting on in this episode a lot further into it. We're over, probably about 36 minutes into it now. And I was expecting this to be done, like our first bit, the rye field, to be cut and done and all within 10 minutes of starting the episode. And it just so happens that we can put a crop in, so we're going to get our sunflowers in here now. So we're kind of getting, in a way you could say, we're getting a double crop off this field in the same year. So I'll get this finished, and yeah, I think I'll throw the Fiat on the roller again, let him do his job, pay the worker, and I'll gather up the wool, and we'll bring that, of all places, up to the sawmill and sell it. I've kind of made my mind up to just on the snail farm. I think everything is run out at this stage. I'm just waiting for the wheat, barley and oats, I think it was, or sorghum I put in to turn into flour, so I can take it out of the mill, I can sell it, because we grew all them crops and put them in, and there's still quite a bit left in it. It's very slow. The cycles per month are really, really slow, but I think once that's done, I'm just going to transfer ownership of the site over to an MPC using the easy development tools, and whatever the value is on the site, I think it's only 180 or something. Can I actually see it here? Hold on. Oh, look at that mulch state. It's a mess. 187. Instead of selling off all the snail houses and the longhouse for the snail cooking and everything else, if I transfer the ownership over using the power tools, it'll stay in place. Now, I'm almost certain everything will empty. There'll be nothing in them. But if I can transfer the ownership over and then leave it be in place as it is. I'm not going to start tearing it down because I'm not going back to the snails on this one. We've done it. We're losing 22,000 litres of limestone, but like it's what 220 or 250 for a pallet, so it's not that much really. Like, I mean, if you take it, it's probably less than 10 grand that we're losing. Well, less than 10 grand. It would actually be about 5.5 that we're losing. I don't care. I don't care if that goes. We done it as an experiment to see what it was like. Yeah, and we have that much covered off. We kind of know at this stage. Snails are really profitable. Right, talking again, going on and on and on. Let me get this done, and I got to bring you back when I have this wool loaded up and we're going to sell it. And I think that's going to be the final act of this episode. Field's working away, getting that field rolled, so everything should be fine. I loaded up the wool. What we got? Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, we're probably a little bit over on the... No, we're okay on the nitrogen. We're a little bit over. That's what's giving us a bad reading. Okay, we're loaded up. We have 28,620 litres on this. There'll be some in the paddock as well where the sheep are. There's a couple of more 200-300 litre bales left in the storage. We'll get them and we'll sell it all off. So this should be worth about 60,000 anyway. And then we'll have our environmental score, probably about 64,000 thereabouts, and an environmental score on top of us. That's going to push it back above 400,000 again, which is pretty good going. I don't mind hanging on to the wool, as I said, until it's at its best price. That bale moving. That bale looks like it's moving. Stay, we're nearly there. Why does it look like it's moving? Because it is moving. Still moving. Don't fall off. Behave. And yet that's the way they load it. Apart from the tree at the back. Where do we go with this? I can't remember. Anyway, guys. Episode number 24. Getting away from me it is. Episode number 24 on Mechet. It's done. Is this the unloading point? Nope. I'm sure we need to back in somewhere. I think that's... Yeah, it's down here. We need to go in here. I've only been here once before. Will that fit? Just about. Ah, there you go. They're gone. Of course, they all didn't go in together. Hate that now. Hate when it does that, when you're trying to get the full figure in one go. And it's still going to unload them on me anyway. Last one. Up to 445,000. So we done very well on that. The wool off the sheep, they are profitable. We always knew that anyway. What I'm going to do, I haven't collected the hay off those fields yet. It's still there because I wanted to get as much out of the racks as possible, the feed racks, so that I can put whatever I need in there. I was going to buy that Merlot, of course. It's gone off the second-hand market now, and of course to go and buy one now would cost a lot more. You know, it was at a good price. It is gone. It was up near the top. Did anything else come up? No. Yeah, and the Manitou one, I don't think it's as good though as the Merlot. I think this is a little on the light side. Anyway, that's for later on. We'll have a look and see. I would like one. I haven't used one in great detail in quite a while. I'd like to have one on the farm, even for taking bales out and putting them in the mixer and stuff like that. But for now, episode number 24 from Mechet is done. Our spring sowing is all done. Everything's in the fields. We are not buying any more fields. We're finished. And I'm just going to do a bit of tidying up around before I move forward to the 1st of May, and I will see you in the next episode, where we will be in the 1st of May, right at the very start of it. I'm not going to do anything in it. I'll wait and see what's going to come up, what we have to do. I'm not even going to look at the Farmland overview now to see what is coming up. We'll save that for when we move forward. And bit like this one where we jumped in and there wasn't as much work as I thought. I thought there was less work than we actually ended up with. So just park that all the way back and I will get those bales loaded up. You can see there, wool, there's only 5 pallets, 6 pallets of half bales, and that's it. So guys, it's been very busy on the farm again, between getting the crops in and getting everything done and getting the grass, get the bales and everything done. And livestock farms are always in real life very busy like that, so I don't know why I thought it was going to be any easier, even though it's only farming simulator. It's true to form where I hardly got a minute at all. There was so much that needed to be done. So until next time, from the Méchet, all that remains for me to do is to say goodbye for now until then, and I do hope you come back and join me again for the next episode. So until then, it's bye bye from me till then. Bye bye.